If you want.
A quick interview.
This is Suzanne Field. Give us your thoughts about why, for example, are we here today? We didn't achieve our goal today, but what might we achieve next week?
Well, we're here today because healthcare workers did not join the military. We know how to take care of our bodies. We know how to prevent infection with universal precautions and hand washing and masking and gloving and gowning. And that for many of us, I think we need to have that American right, that civil right to choose whether we need to have the swine flu vaccination and the seasonal flu vaccination put in our body. There's a lot of workers who've been in the field for 30, 40 years, have never gotten a flu shot, have never gotten the flu. I've personally spoken to a lot of people, including myself, who have gotten a flu shot and have gotten ill. I've met healthcare workers that have gotten a flu shot and still gotten the flu.
Would you like to move over here because it's getting a little loud?
So, you know, basically we're just here to try to, protect the healthcare workers' civil right to choose about these vaccinations and that they should not be mandatory. And I'm not super, I'm not miffed that we're coming back for more information. That doesn't really surprise me, so I'm not disappointed. I think that we'll be very prepared. And
what might the outcome of this further?
The outcome, if we're successful, is that we overturn this thing. That would be the best. That would be the best outcome. Is stop them. Stop the shot. Stop the shot.
Well, they did. In fact, would you like people to come down next week?
Absolutely. We would love as many people as can make it out here next Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning.
October 22nd, 10 a.m., 60 Center Street at the Manhattan Supreme Court.
For show support.
And Judge Diamond is the judge on this case.
Yes.
This is Suzanne Field, who has started this, and I personally, my name is Sally, I bless you for this because I'm very concerned from a mother's perspective about this shot, and I appreciate your getting active in a civil regard because it's bringing light to many issues.
Yes.
And I value you tremendously,
and everybody
Sue Field.
who knows me knows that I'm just a rebel with a cause.
That's right. Good one.
Thanks.
All right.
Where are the people?
Okay.
You do it.
Well, but would you like to dance? You're a good dancer. All right, you go, girl. Woo! She got the nurse action going on.
I am so glad that Suzanne is bringing this forth to the courts.
So am I.
Because
as a mother, I love her.
This is what I wanted to do, and I was afraid because I was told you will be fired. Just do it. And I told Niza, I said, this can't be
Sounds
right.
like you're going to be fired no matter what you do.
So I hope something comes and someone realizes that this is, it's my body, it's my choice.
Right on, sister.
Thank you.
What's your name?
I'm Gareth Crow.
How do you do, Gareth?
I work at Westchester Medical Center, and I'm the president of Westchester Nurses Association.
Are you now?
Yes.
What a valuable person you are. I'm so happy to meet you, Gareth.
Well, I'll give you my
How do you do? I'd be delighted.
But I feel that we as nurses need to bring this to the public and say, I am not your guinea pig.
Well, not only that, but it's a public issue. As I say, I'm here and I'm supporting you because I'm a mom.
Right.
And I care
am I going to give this to my grandchildren?
I care
the vaccine for my grandchildren?
I care
when
profoundly
I don't know what it's going to do to them?
Well, you know, the fact that they keep talking about Guillain-Barré's symptom, which is complete bodily paralysis and a breathing mechanism.
Do people realize what Guillain-Barré did to people in the 70s when they tried the swine flu as a test back then?
Well, you know,
they've forgotten that.
These are the nurses who have just petitioned for an emergency action, an urgent action to stay the vaccine, which is required currently for all healthcare workers. And here they all are. We're
circumstance and situation, but I thought the judge was very poignant. She asked all the right questions. She helped us frame the issues, and we're 100% ready.
Is that Judge Diamond?
Yeah.
Judge Simon.
Yeah, I thought she was very open to hear your arguments.
I can pull it back to her.
Very eager.
I was just disappointed.
No, not at all. TROs are extraordinary remedies, and this is an extraordinary situation, so I'm not really surprised. I was very pleased, though, with the judge's grasp of the subject. I mean, it's very complicated, and she understood the issues and helped us frame the questions that will be presented in the preliminary hearing. And yes, I would have very much liked a TRO because I think there are people being affected immediately by this. But to give both sides the opportunity to come back next week, I'm very, very confident we will prevail on preliminary injunction.
I want to know, what's your message to nurses who don't want to get the vaccination? First of all, what should they do?
Well, I mean, it is a question of choice. There is a possibility that the outcome will not be favorable, and then they're going to have to do as they see fit. But I was very comforted by what happened before, and I am 100% convinced that the judge has framed the issues and that we're able to address them as she set them out. So I think it went very, very well. I mean, even though I lost, it went well.
So those people will have their day in court?
Oh yes, and quickly too. I mean, the hearing's been scheduled for Thursday at 10 o'clock. That gives both sides the opportunity to present further evidence. I still maintain our argument that this is really not about science or efficacy or safety of vaccines. People have a right to choose whether or not to take the shots or not take them. This is about authority. If somebody is going to order mandatory medical procedures, then who is that person? And we do not believe that the Commissioner of Health has been given that grant of authority by the legislature, so it's a lawful act.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Would you like to talk about the major points that you made today in the courtroom to effect this stay?
Well, I mean, we presented evidence to the judge this afternoon that,
You're Patricia Finn, the lawyer for the nurses, or for all the New York State health workers?
I am the lawyer for Suzanne Fields.
Suzanne Field in particular.
Right,
okay.
And unidentified and unnamed petitioners who have contacted us. But I'm disappointed that we didn't get the TRO, but I'm not really surprised. It's an extraordinary remedy. We do have an extraordinary situation here, but the judge believes that there's sufficient time to allow both parties to return and present our case and our evidence regarding the actions of the Commissioner of Health, which we believe to be in excess of his authority.
Okay, now next week is, I believe the 22nd is the Thursday at 10 a.m. You're coming back here to Judge Diamond. We'll hear more testimony from medical experts?
Yes, there will be medical experts, and the judge framed the issues today. She wants data on the availability of the vaccines, more concrete numbers about the groups of people that are going to be affected, and we're prepared to do that.
Wonderful. What experts do you think you'll be bringing next Thursday?
We'll have to confer at the office.
Sure. Okay. Now, what is it that you're seeking? She has already denied the TRO. Is that correct terminology?
Yes.
Would you say what those letters stand for?
Temporary restraining order.
So she's reevaluating that again next Thursday?
No, she has clearly denied the temporary restraining order, but she is giving us an opportunity for a preliminary hearing where both sides will present evidence. She asked very specific questions about the availability of the shot and wanted to hear information from both sides about that, so we'll be prepared to move forward next week.
Right, and she's going to come to what kind of a decision then if it's not in terms of the a TRO? Why is she having you do this?
A TRO it's a very high standard to meet, and it's not one readily met in most cases. I mean, I believe it appropriate here because people are being affected. But she has ordered us back pretty quickly, and we will address the issues. And anybody that is concerned, can wait and see what happens.
Okay, so she may issue some kind of an outcome
Oh, yeah,
on
next
Thursday.
Yes, I would agree
that
with that.
might not be a TRO, but it might be something else, possibly.
Possibly,
And she's asking for medical information. I'm interested to know where she's going with this. So next Thursday, October 22nd, they're meeting again. And Suzanne Field, who is the healthcare worker who started the protest, started in Albany a couple of weeks ago, and subsequently has come here to Manhattan Supreme Court. As a mother who is extremely concerned about this vaccine, I am indebted to these healthcare workers for starting the conversation. Thank you to Sue Field, her attorney, Patricia, Finn, and all the other healthcare workers today.